Good afternoon, everybody. So today we are starting a 10-day Daniel fast. One time a church member came up to me and asked me what my secret was to fasting. And I could tell she was really struggling with fasting. I mean, don't we all? But I thought to myself, I don't really have a secret. But I could tell she really needed help and I wanted to help her. So I thought for a moment. And then immediately what came to my mind was what motivates me to continue fasting when I'm tempted to quit. And that is this. If I did have a secret, this would be it. Is what you were fasting for more important than the meal that you would break the fast for? That's it. You've got to make sure that what you're fasting for is more important than the meal that you would break the fast for. And for me, it's a no-brainer. I always make sure that what I'm fasting for is worth eliminating food or certain foods. And Daniel was the same way. In Daniel chapter 10, we're doing a Daniel fast. You can find the Daniel fast in chapter 10. You can see what he was fasting. But in Daniel 9, you see why he was fasting. I want to read that to you. In Daniel 9:19, it says, Lord, listen, exclamation point. Lord, forgive, exclamation point. Lord, hear and act, exclamation point. For your sake, God, my God, do not delay, because your city and your people bear your name. The nation of Israel had been destroyed by the Babylonian nation decades earlier, and while David was reading the Word of God, he saw a promise of restoration for his nation in the Bible, and he started crying out to God for it. That is exactly why we are praying and fasting starting today, because we are praying for the healing of our nation. Let's read this promise again. Lord, listen. Lord, forgive. Lord, hear and act. For your sake, my God, do not delay, because your nation and your people bear your name. Now, there are a lot of other benefits for fasting, like clarity, physical healing, spiritual, emotional strength, relational peace, divine guidance, different breakthroughs. There's all sorts of reasons for fasting in the Bible, a lot of benefits. But this one we're doing for our nation. We need God. And he has promised that if we would humble ourselves, and that's what fasting is about. It's about humbling ourselves and saying, God, we need you more than we need food. You are our sustenance. You're our life. Jesus said, we don't live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. So I'm going to be using these next 10 days of the encouraging words. I'm dedicating them to encourage you during your fast. Look, don't be afraid to fast. God is with you, and fasting is good for you. And what we are praying and fasting for is much more important than whatever food you would quit the fast for. We need help in our nation. So I encourage you to join me today, fasting and praying for the next 10 days. I'll see you tomorrow.